Josh, for you, what to step foot into this city that Frank has created? There's an anachronistic quality to it. The dialogue it's not naturalistic, and there's such extremes. Talk a little bit about the challenge and the opportunity of that.
Well, I mean, as an actor, I think doing it for 30 years, every movie you're trying to figure out a way to make it more naturalistic and more organic to, just humanity. And you have lines like "never let the monster out" and stuff like that. It's hard, you have to find a cadence, and the cadence doesn't come to you. I was saying this earlier when we were in Comic-Con, that it's the kind of movie that you really have to dive into. You can't really manipulate the movie. You can't manipulate Frank Miller's mind. It's impossible. Look at him.
Many have tried.
Many have tried. So the opportunity to be able to do it was really unnerving. But when I watched it, it's one of the few movies that I've done where I thought, thank God I'm in this movie. I really feel proud to be in this movie. I think it's really, it's just next level. And everybody says that during press things. It's truly, I mean, I thought they've gone to the next place. I enjoyed it so much. It's very dark. It's a lot of fun. It's very sexy, But yeah, it's one of those things that I would go and see a few times if I weren't in it. Because I'm in it, it would seem pretentious, so I don't.
3 times last night, a bit much. A little bit much. Ava, I haven't met you before, and I have to say that now I'm frightened and excited to meet you. It's a great performance. What for you coming in? What did you? Is there a scene that you may have circled in your mind as I can't wait to do that, or that one's going to be tricky?
I was very nervous for the scene when she's after she tried to shoot Dwight, and she's talking with the cops, and she's lying because she's a compulsive liar, as you have seen. So it's kind of the challenge in this film to still be believable and lie all the time, and so yeah, to play all these different women that was the challenge, and she's so bad. So that was very kind of fun. No conscience, no sense of right or wrong. She's pretty evil. Yeah.
Joseph, it's so nice to see you. How's things?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
It's been a while. It's good to see you. So your character, he has such a great arrival. Just coming into town. It's such a great introduction to the story. What was it on the page that you liked most about your character, and then was there any surprises along the way?
The thing that I liked on the page most about my character was in the very cover of the script, where it said Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez. I remember when the first one came out, going to the movie theater and saying to myself, I've never seen anything like this. I actually really loved acting in just the green environment, and just fully embracing an abandonment of, like Josh was saying, of realism, of reality, and say, no, we're going to the movies now. We're going into Sin City. We're going into a graphic novel. We're going into the mind of Frank Miller, and yeah, the sky isn't perfect detail. It's actually just pure black, and the snow is pure white. And that we're not in the real world, and isn't that kind of what we're all looking for when we go to the movies? Is going, escaping our real world into something larger than that, simpler than that, more beautiful or darker. And this movie delivers that. And so just getting to become a part of that world and play a Rodriguez badass. I mean, I grew up, watching, his movies, loving his movies, and it was such a thrill to get to do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic.
If you don't see the movie after that, there's something wrong with you.
Jessica and Robert, you've got this long relationship. Can you both talk a little bit about how things have changed and maybe stayed the same since, was it 2005 that you first worked together?
I met her she auditioned for me when she was 17. She was too young for this role of a movie I was doing, but I kept my eye on her because she was one of the few, Latin actresses I saw trying to break through, and encouraged her. Said, keep going, hope she's still. And then she got Dark Angel, And I knew her through my friendship with Jim, and we'd seen each other over the years and said, we have to work together someday. And when it came time for Sin City, I met with her. And if you look at the Nancy in the book, it was a very difficult character to figure out because we were going so much trying to be one-to-one with what the book was. That was the character I just could not figure out. And but I knew I liked you, and I wanted to work with you, so I went, you know what, you're just going to have to create a Nancy, because the one in the book, it's kind of, I mean, if you see the book, you'll know what I mean. You created something that even inspired Frank to write this next story for you. That's why it wasn't even in a book. You created almost something new with it. Yeah, it's true.